Still ahead tonight on Time Warner Cable 8 News at 7, details on how to make your own unique piece of jewelry. Creative Connections after the break. Be right back. And in tonight's Creative Connections, Cable 8's Katie Cummings shows you how to make a gift that sparkles.
For your next evening out, why not make your own jewelry? Myriam from Imagine in Bemus Point is going to show you how to make a wrist cuff.
Today we're going to make this copper bracelet, but it could be any kind of wire. We're going to teach you how to string on the beads and also to kind of give it a shape and put these little curlicues on the end. And what we're going to use is a heavy copper wire, fairly heavy. It's an 18 gauge wire. That gives it some flexibility, but at the same time it keeps its integrity when you're putting the beads on. So at the very end, we're going to teach you how to make a spiral. We're going to use a little pliers that's called the round nose pliers, and they're tapered. So you just take the end of the copper and you just start to wind it around. Once you get it into a little curl like that, then we're going to pick up our flat nose plier, and then by pulling it down, holding it up, whoops, and pulling it down, we just keep that movement going, and pretty soon we get a really pretty little spiral. That's going to be the base for each of our channels that we're going to be winding other wire and beads on to make them look like our bracelet. So we're going to use pearls, and because pearls have a tiny little hole, we're going to use a very thin 28 gauge wire. It's almost like thread. We're going to start out by winding this wire around the heavier wire 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times, until we get a little wind like that. It's a matter of repeating and repeating those steps. We're going to wind the wire, thread the pearl all the way down so it's snug to the first wire, and then we're going to hold it against the next wire, and we're going to wind it around that one so that it's going to be decorative inside that center channel. That's what this is right here. This center channel is just wire, beads, and wire and beads, winding and winding both sides, either side, until you get to all the way to the end. Once you get to the end, you can add another channel on the other side or both sides, and then when it's all done, you just shape it to your wrist.
With your Creative Connections, I'm Katie Cummings.